Hello class, my name is Scott Munger and I'm the instructor for this class. I just wanted to make this video to basically introduce myself, say hello to everybody, give everybody an idea of the face that's going to come with all the comments and posts and everything that's going to be done with the class. Now, if you're in my online class, that's what this is primarily for, but it's also going to be posted on my physical class boards too. And I just want to talk about a couple of things. The class, and of course, how to reach me, how to contact me if there's ever any problem or anything like that, and how to get a few things done uh, that you might not have thought about yet. Okay, well, first off, I'm Scott Munger. I'm computer science instructor at the DeSoto Center in South Haven. Uh, I have several classes every single week there physically, so if anyone ever needs to get in touch with me, you can actually physically come to the DeSoto Center and find me. I have an office. I teach anywhere from 9 to 10 classes every semester. So typically I'm going to be there somewhere. You can also message me through Canvas, phone. I've got numbers posted on Canvas as well that you can reach me at. The easiest way is generally going to be email or Canvas though. So I'm just going to go through some simple things that I go through every single class with. I meant to get this video done earlier, but I didn't have time. But now it's going to be a little bit posted. Well, more than a little bit posted. It's definitely going to be posted here shortly. Now, first and foremost, this is Computer Concepts. It's a course that talks about your basic computer concepts. So the beginning of it is actually a little bit different than the rest. We start off with your basic terms, history, concepts, that sort of thing. And I'm going to have a lot of videos posted on my online classes, and obviously if I've got a physical class, I'll be talking about it in class. But at the exact same lectures. You're going to see the exact same lecture online that you're going to see in my physical class. So there's really absolutely no difference between the two. Once we get through the concepts portion, we'll have our first test. Then, of course, we move on to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, various other things. Well, those are pretty much it once we finish. Now, let's go down to my little list of objectives and things I have to talk about. So first and foremost, the methods of instruction. Obviously, if it says online, then there's no classroom lecture. It's just online lecture. But you're going to have some videos posted, usually at the beginning of each section. You'll have a lot more for the concept section because there's a lot more lecturing. But once we get to the later sections, the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, there'll be a couple of videos posted, then there'll be assignments that come from the book. Now the book itself is an ebook now, actually. So all you actually have to do is go onto Canvas and set that up. And I've posted a tutorial picture by picture on how to do that. It's actually relatively simple. You just click the link I tell you to click. You make an account with your email, password, and then once you've done that, it should be linked directly to the ebook. You can actually go and look at it anytime. There is also a bookshelf link that allows you to download to, a tablet or something like that. Now, if you can, I would actually encourage you to go to the bookstore and buy the paper version. Not the full multiple, $100 version. They actually have a printed paper version. It's not the prettiest, but it's a big printed book for $1. I mean, it's a lot easier than flipping back and forth between the ebook and the tabs back and forth. That can be a little confusing, and you can accidentally close the wrong thing. I would encourage you to, if you don't have it downloaded on a tablet or something, then definitely go get the ebook. It makes things a lot smoother and there's a lot less issues. But you can use the ebook if that's what you want to go ahead and use. Now, there'll be a lot of lecture, tests for the first section. Every section after that, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, will have a couple of videos introducing what's going to happen, all that stuff. Then you'll have assignments that come from that ebook. They'll come pretty much straight from that or SAM, which there'll be a link directly on Canvas that'll take you directly to those assignments. And I'll have also a video telling you basically how those work and how to do that when the time comes. And of course, if you have any questions, problems, then you just message me. I'm going to have plenty of stuff and content posted online Should you get confused or anything, I can also make new videos and send them to you as well. Alright, the book itself you don't actually have to buy because it's included with the price of the class. So if you are in this class, you have a book. In the past, and this is the first semester we've done this as of this video being created, but in the past you had to buy your book separate, which was trouble for some people who didn't have the money, or some people who didn't put the money in the right place at the right time, or whatever, or spend it for other things. If you were in class, you have a book, which is great because if you don't have a book, you won't pass. That's how it was in the past. I've actually had people try and take the class without a book, and none of them have succeeded because most of the work comes from that book. Now, as far as grading goes, all your grades will be posted on Canvas. You click Grades, everything that I graded, which usually happens on the weekend, is going to be posted there. You'll be able to see what your current score is. You'll be able to see, you know, what you made on your tests, what you made on your assignments. All that stuff is going to be posted there. Now, how the assignments typically work, you'll have assignments due every week. Now, for attendance purposes, you have to turn in, if you're online, one of those assignments every single week. At least one of those assignments. If you don't, you're counted absent. Online classes, you get 3 absences, you fail. That means if you go 3 weeks without turning in assignments, you're no longer in the class anymore. So do not wait till the last second to do those assignments. Normally speaking, there's going to be, once we get to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, several assignments per week, maybe anywhere from 3 to 6, something like that. And the worst thing you can do is wait till the very last minute to try to do it. Now, normally speaking, I post it all Sunday night, Monday morning, and it'll be due Sunday night at midnight, so you'll have an entire week to work on it. If you wait until, 11 o'clock Sunday night, it's due midnight, well, then more than likely you may finish one assignment, but you're going to get zeros on all the rest. So do not wait till the last minute. Unfortunately, online classes are not a do-it-at-your-own-pace type of thing. You have a week to do all the work, and you can pick whatever time you want to do that. If you want to take an hour here, 10 minutes there, that's perfectly fine. But don't pick the 10 minutes before it's due and before the cutoff date is. The way the class works is if you do all the assignments, the test is actually really, really easy because you've done all the work you need to do for the test, basically. If you wait till the last minute, you're only going to do a couple of the assignments, you'll probably end up not doing well in the tests as well because you didn't do the assignments. So keep that in mind. And of course, if there's ever any questions or issues, message me and I'll talk with you about it. So again, attendance policy. Online, well, you get 3. Well, you get 2, I think, is what if I remember correctly, 2 or 3. Once you go over, you fail the class. So try to get something turned in every single week. Now, plagiarism and cheating. I've had this come up before. Obviously, if this is an online class, I don't get to see everybody every single day. But I get to see your assignments turned in. I get to see, there are actually little tags and things built into the assignment so I can see, who did it, how long they did it, how many people have opened it, who's opened it. There's a lot of little details that are actually hidden behind the scenes that I can look at. If you turn in stuff that's not yours, you will get a 0. Now, I've had people take my class before, and I notice sometimes there's occasionally a sister or a friend or husband or boyfriend or something in the class the next semester. If you turn in somebody else's work, that means somebody from the previous semester, I will give you 0s. Because I'll look and see who did it. I'll see when it was done and all that stuff. And more than likely, you will fail the test because you didn't do the work. You may make it through some of the assignments, but if you fail the test, that's 60% of the grade. Particularly the final exam's worth a good bit too. And if you don't do the assignments, then you're not going to be able to pass. Now, of course, if you are in this class and so is somebody else, let's say you and your wife or husband or friend or brother, acquaintance, whatever, are doing it at the exact same time. Now, you are not permitted to work together and turn in one assignment. One person does all the work and the other person's sitting there telling them to do this or do that. You have to have separate assignments. You have to do them separately. You can't turn in one set of assignments for multiple people. They have to have different names, times, dates, everything has to be done by different people. If you do that, you will receive zeros. If it happens more than once, then, well, you're no longer in this class. You fail. And I have to report you to the dean, and they decide whether or not you deserve to be in here or not. This class is not incredibly difficult. I give lots of videos, lots of tutorials, and I'll answer any feedback you possibly have. If you ever need to ask me questions, or if you want to come to my day class and sit in the class and ask questions and work on there, you're more than welcome to, as long as there's a seat available. So I give plenty of opportunity for you to do all the work. If you're going to cheat, then you don't need to be in the class. If you're going to do it multiple times, you won't be. Now, obviously, as far as syllabus goes, emergency procedures and all that stuff don't really apply to anyone online. Of course, there's a fire. Don't sit there and continue doing work while you're on fire. Tornado, get to shelter. Work can wait. And earthquakes, well, I don't think there'll be any buildings left standing if there is an earthquake. So, that being said, let's move on to the little outline here. If you look under the your basic introduction stuff, I've got the syllabus, I've got the outline, I've got my schedule if you need to come find me at a class somewhere. I'm in Office 220, got my phone number, and a phone number you can reach me after hours. I'm pretty sure that still works. But the easiest way is generally going to be email, Canvas, because that goes directly to my phone right here. Any of those messages that come in, it dings and I can see them. Again, we'll cover computer concepts first, which is going to be a lot of lecture. For online people, that'll be a lot of videos for you to read. Now, for the first few weeks, you'll have some videos and there'll be a quiz over those videos. Meaning, you watch the videos and the quiz is going to be over questions from those videos, basically. Now, basically how that works is if you watch the videos, you can get through the quiz with no problem. You have to get a minimum score on the quiz to move to the next section. That means that if you go in and just like answer one question correct because you didn't watch any of the videos, you're not going to be able to move to the next week. But you can retake the quiz and do it again until you get it correct or watch all the videos. Our first test is going to come from all those videos, so you probably want to watch them. I think that's roughly it. SAM and all that stuff, there will be a little video on that later down the line when we get to doing assignments in that as well. Now our first test will be posted on Canvas. Our final exam you have to physically come for, but we can worry about scheduling that later for you online people. Every single test that we post, or that I post rather, is going to be posted online, and you'll have the week to basically do it. Now most of these tests do have a time limit, and I'll get to that once we get closer to the test. I'll mention that in the messages and such. Basically what happens is you start the test, you have, let's say, an hour to take it. Once you start it, you can't stop it in the middle because the timer's already started. So whenever we get to test time, make sure you have a nice quiet area, you're not going to be disturbed, and then take the test. And then you'll submit it. Some of the tests or some of the parts will automatically be graded, like the first test. Once we get to the more application section, then I have to actually physically go in and grade most of that myself. You'll have some terms that we'll grade, and then the rest of it I have to look at and grade by hand. But most of your assignments will end up being graded later that week. Usually, like I said, on the weekend. And then your new assignments we posted on Sunday. Sunday evening, Monday morning. And then you have the entire week to do the next set. Now, of course, again, any questions, any problems, feel free to message me. Hopefully, I've covered all the bases here. And there'll be some more videos later over lectures and how to do this and how to do that. So I look forward to seeing you guys this semester. If you have any problems, let me know.